400 miles here in the heartland at Kansas Speedway. Packed house, lots of Midwestern NASCAR fans on their feet. Glad to have you with us. It is stop number 3 in the 2008 chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup.
Ready? Green flag.
Green, green, green.
Clear. Clear by 2 to the 17.
Black flag to 07. This car, Clint Boyer, for passing before the start, and that's huge.
That's going to put him in a huge hole because he's going to have to come down pit road at pit road speed. He's going to lose close to a lap, if not going a lap down by doing that.
Nice work, bud. That's 5. Settle in now.
To start here at his home racetrack.
Man, look at this. Look at this 83 car, Brian Vickers.
Yeah, I don't think we got. I'm not sure we got the fans ready for this. This is going to be exciting today. These guys are going to pass everywhere that they get an opportunity. They're going to be 2 and 3 wide.
Come down pit road.
Exit looks good there.
They were 3 wide a moment ago coming off of turn 2. By the way, the rule is on the start of the race, you cannot pass anybody until you get past the start finish line left or right. You can pass on the outside.
Pass through, outside.
Yeah, the problem is if everybody else knows that as he's slowing down, it's a tough pit road to get on, and he had a lot of guys behind him.
Call speed.
Let's show you what happened on the start here. Here's Clint Boyer.
Yeah, that's legal on a restart, but it's not legal on the start of the race. We saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. get this same penalty at Bristol earlier.
Sure did. Yeah, exactly. And it's just something sometimes you forget mentally that at the start of that race, they tell you in every driver's meeting.
Leaders are in turn 4.
Speed. Middle 3 and 4.
He hits that line. He's
Clear by 4. About 10 back to third behind him.
Yeah. He is going to get a lap down, I believe, before he can get up to speed. Bad start to his day, but as we said, long 400.
Got the 07 coming out of the pits here. He had to drive through for jumping the start.
Boyer's car, and Clint looking in that mirror knowing I got to get going in a hurry.
The one thing he'll have on his side here for a little bit, even as Jimmie Johnson starts to close in on him, if he does happen to get lapped, he will be the only car for quite a while that will be a lap down. And if we should have a caution, he could get that.
Through the center. Rolling. If I get in soft, it'll turn.
Earnhardt Jr. There's Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon. Allmendinger slides down across the racetrack.
Yeah, we're going to be saying that a lot today. Sliding a lot in contact probably because these guys, these race cars are difficult to drive, and you put them on 15 degrees of banking that is very slick. We're going to see guys out of control for quite a bit of the day.
Looking back at A.J. Allmendinger, and a lot of guys are chasing the championship. Here's a guy's chasing a ride and a job for 2009.
I think it's going to get better as you run.
He doesn't have time to wait on these guys. He's got to go now. This might be the last ride he gets in this car this year.
See Jeff Gordon making a move there to the high side of his teammate. Here's a replay. See Dale Jr. down on the bottom. He's trying to make a move around.
296, stay behind you.
Yeah, he got his left front down on the apron. That can create a really loose situation. AJ was coming up kind of got in the left rear and then had to avoid more contact there. Junior was falling back a little bit. It looks like he's got a good car. He just made that one time. You want to keep that left front down there as much as you can, but you get it below that white line and it really turns the car hard.
We saw in practice this 88 car was very strong, but it wasn't until he moved to the top of the racetrack that he was able to really look good, and it may take him a little while to get there.
We told you points leader Carl Edwards started 34th, and now he's trying to make a move.
17, 33-26 behind you.
Kyle Busch. Edwards now up to 24th position, up 10 spots in 7 laps.
Yeah, he's not wasting much time. I talked to Carl yesterday. He was pretty excited about his chances with this race car. He said this place is going to be hot and slick, and he was grinning as he was saying that.
Yeah, but this is the risky part of the race for Carl, trying to come through all this traffic and race these guys. Made up a lot of spots, but he's got to be careful not to put himself in a bad position.
Also making a move, there's a 20 car. You heard Tony Stewart talking in countdown. He said, I'm not going to be back there.
It just started to get pretty free, and it looks like it's turning strong everywhere now.
A slick racetrack and a slipping and sliding car.
We were watching happy hour lap times yesterday, and his car really looked good in these long runs. Shannon?
Greg Zeppedelli told me this morning that one of the biggest challenges this 20 team is going to face is not over-adjusting that car. He said being back there in traffic is going to be a challenge for us. We're going to feel like we're tight, but we might not be. So knowing that and going into this race, knowing that, that will be one obstacle we'll have to overcome. Of course, making their way from 41st is another one, guys.
Yeah, that's a great point, Shannon, because you get back in there and you lose that air on the front end of that car.
60, 33-44 behind you.
About your car being tight when you're actually not that. So they'll have to probably not make any adjustments. Go what Tony says and then look at the air pressures as they take those tires off.
Tony all the way up to 26th position now from 41st. Here's the 9 car, Casey Kane, and of course the 5 car, Casey Mears, one of the sleepers here.
Yeah, he's having a good run. It's been a good racetrack in the past for him. You see Paul Menard right in front of these 2 cars. Paul had a great qualifying effort, qualifying in the top 10.
70 behind you.
Bill
How about awesome Bill up there in that high groove?
Yeah.
21's been strong this week.
See Jeff Gordon back there as well, right behind Bill Elliott in the 24 car. And if you just joined our coverage, Jeff is under the weather. He said it's the worst he has ever felt getting ready to climb in a race car. He's been sick all weekend, and they do have Brad Keselowski standing by, the NASCAR Nationwide Series driver, to get in and relief if Jeff were to need it.
He's had a great car this week in practice, but you know, being under the weather's got to be tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
5 on both of you.
Sometimes there's no better medicine than getting inside that race car, away from everything else and putting your mind away from that. You just stop thinking about it because you know that you have to concentrate solely on driving the race car.
Jeff right now riding a 33-race winless streak back to Charlotte in October of 2007. Matt Kenseth trying to reel in the leader, Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson currently leads the Camping World RV 400.
Outside at your quarter.
That
There,
until
outside.
The 17 car of Matt Kenseth comes to the
Big
outside.
gap behind him there if you need it.
Takes the lead away.
All clear.
Just a lap before, he'd been following Jimmie Johnson, and the lap before he went to the high side down in turns 1 and 2. Got a nice run down the backstretch and used that in 3 and 4 and then to make the pass back in 1 and 2. Shannon?
Chip Bolin, crew chief for Matt Kenseth, told me this morning that this weekend has been uneventful, and that is a good thing for the 17 camp. He told me that when you have to tell your driver to come off the racetrack during practice, the car is good, and that's how it's been this weekend for Matt Kenseth in that 17.
Guys, when you look at this racetrack, if you go in the garage area, drivers say this is a perfect Matt Kenseth type of track. What do they mean by that?
I think Matt really works hard at getting his car to handle well, and if you can get your car to handle well, and we just heard Chip report that he had to bring Matt in off the racetrack, it's because Matt Kenseth enjoys the challenge that you have, not having that banking to rely on. You have to really make the chassis work, and that's where he excels.
Kenseth is our leader. Still in front of him is the 07 of Clint Boyer, who got a black flag on the start of the race because he passed before the start-finish line. Now, a year ago, the 07 of Clint Boyer was black flagged for speeding on
34-48. Fast guys are still hanging out in the 34 flag range.
all the way back to the field and finished second. So let's not give up on Clint just yet.
Oh, he's running good here. He's staying out in front of these guys nice. Car looks great. He's got that clean air, though.
Yeah, he's actually pulled away from these guys. They came out probably only about 6 or 7 car lengths behind him, and then he's made a nice little run to widen that gap.
Well, he pulled away from Jimmie Johnson. Now comes Matt Kenseth. He's running a little faster. He might be able to run Clint down. Jamie?
Well, one guy watching the front runners right now is Martin Truex Jr. All weekend, you guys, this organization
34-26.
very strong. If you look right now, 3 of their 4 teams are running in the top 10. Paul Menard rounding out the top 10. But Martin Truex Jr. says this is the best feeling car he's had in a long time. Right now, he's already moved up 2 positions. We got to keep an eye on him. You guys talk about the dark horse. I think I'm picking him for my dark horse. What do you think?
Not a bad pick, Jamie. He's running pretty good. Last lap, he was about the fastest car on the racetrack.
Pretty good 3-car battle here. 84 is Allmendinger, 15 of Menard, 21 of Elliott. That is 10th, 11th, and 12th.
450. He's the class coming behind you.
This race. Car looks pretty good.
We commented on Allmendinger a moment ago. He has been notified, in case you had not heard, that he will not be back in the 84 car next year. It may not be back after this weekend, so he's trying to impress some people to look at rides for 2009. They're going to put Scott Speed, who came from Formula One and now in the ARCA, into that Cup car in 2009.
Oh, see Paul Menard really get sideways there. Bill Elliott right on his bumper. You're going to see that a lot today. These cars, now they've got 21 laps on their tires. You're going to see the handling start going away on some of these cars that aren't as well balanced. We heard Tony Stewart say that in our pre-race show.
See Greg Biffle behind these guys. His car looks great down on the bottom of the racetrack. Looked great every race so far in the chase. Almost every lap so far.
Yeah, we were worried about Carl Edwards back there starting 34th. He's already picked up 17 spots. You see these guys battling again. Here's Carl Edwards. Car looks really, really good. Mike?
Yeah, and coming into this
He's
race,
a place behind you still.
confident that they could do well here. Just felt like they made a little bit of a mistake in qualifying. In practice, they got real loose. They tried to adjust to it, and unfortunately went way too far, got way too tight in qualifying. That forced them to start toward the back of the field in 34th. But Bob Osborne, coming into today, knew he had a very good car in race trim, and he said, as long as we can keep it out of trouble, we should be all right. And he said, Kansas is not so bad starting 34th compared to some of the other racetracks because it's big and wide here.
Mike, you mentioned the back of the field. That's where the 42 car had to start. Juan Pablo Montoya.
26 laps to we pit.
Fastest car in qualifying, and NASCAR disallowed that run in post-race, post-qualifying inspection because of too much gas pressure in the shock absorbers. They made him start back in 42nd position, and right now Juan Pablo moving up nicely.
He's got that high groove working.
Moved up by tight center, still loose off.
Spots. I've seen him 3 and 4 wide a couple times.
34-40, 34-20 behind you here. He's getting up on you here pretty close. Keep your eyes open.
Well, he was keeping pace with Carl Edwards for the early part of this race, but now it looks like
Clear about 4 right there.
And actually separated himself quite a bit from Kyle Busch. I don't know if it's the motor or what's going on here.
I don't know. He didn't see quite as much RPM as you normally would think going down the front stretch for him there.
He's getting passed by a lot of cars right here.
Passed, yeah, by the 70 car right there.
200, 240, 13.5 volts, oil pressure 60.
Oh, that's pretty normal, Andy.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like what happened last week. All the gauges were normal. Everything looked good, but the engine started going away.
Shannon?
Guys, about 3 laps ago, Kyle Busch came over the radio and he said he heard an engine pitch change. Of course, there's some concern on top of that 18 pit box, and then a couple moments ago, he just said, my engine's failing. So right now, they're just taking a look at what Kyle Busch is doing on the track. You heard what he said is going on inside that car, so we'll just have to keep our eye on that right now.
Well, what happened to this engine last week was a coating on the lifter. It rides right over the cam, and that thing right there is such a delicate part of this engine, and it's a hard thing
Clear by 2.
to fix on and say, okay, we know we got it fixed. They might still have this same issue going on.
Yeah.
Fuel pressure gauge junk.
Okay, one thing he might have going on here could be a fuel pressure problem, though. He just said something about that.
Yeah, that could be. You change, you see one.
For the Tampa, we really got to try to stay ahead of that 83. He's 2 back.
And another thing, if he breaks a valve spring or something, that'll change the pitch a lot in the engine. It's amazing how these guys can pick up, how quickly you can pick up. You have a good ear for that.
Now back up front for second spot. Martin Truex now beginning to move in a little bit on Jimmie Johnson.
Yeah, Martin's using that high line. He's really been fast here. A number of his lap times have been quicker than our leader, Matt Kenseth. So you see he's pulled right up on the bumper of Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie's moved up on the track a little bit. He had been strictly on the bottom. I believe he's just going to let Martin Truex go by here, not force the issue too much at the early part of this race.
DJ, is it driver preference or does the spotter, who helps you when you decide to come here and run as to which line you run and when you want to change the
Car links back. Watch your outside. He's running extreme top. Watch you don't stick it up there on you.
The driver will say, okay, tell me where so-and-so's running. You can obviously look in the mirror, and he could have seen that the one car was running the high line, but you'll ask
outside.
Where cars are running,
and
the
car
spotters can tell you that. If you have somebody
still
who's
there.
really good at keeping up with the race, you would see Martin Truex making
Clear by
the pass
6
for
right there to the
second.
83.
Johnson back to third. Brian Vickers moving in as well. Elliott Sadler is fifth, and one of the quickest cars on the racetrack was the sleeper that Andy Peekery mentioned, the 5 car. Martin Truex leading Jimmie Johnson, Clint Boyer, Greg Biffle, and Jeff Burton down the green flag.
All right, let's watch these restarts. They've been pretty
Still
wide
there.
so far. These guys
Inside.
long to get 3 wide, Andy.
Inside. Barely there. Clear, clear.
He actually gained a spot.
Yeah, and Kevin Harvick coming by on the outside there.
Clear by 3.
Watching 3 wide down the back stretch. Let's check in on what the 18 was doing a moment ago in the pit. Shannon.
Well, right now the team is telling me that they found a piece of paper in the cowl area. They think that they may have been, may have been the issue all along with what Kyle Busch has been experiencing with this car.
That would make sense. If you had a piece of paper in there covering that opening, it would actually just choke all the air off the engine at times, and that could well be what it is.
Jeff Gordon.
Oh, trouble.
Whoa, trouble in turn 2.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Kenseth sideways right in front of Mears and Edwards.
This is probably going to work out okay for Matt.
Track is clear. Had 17 slide all the way around 1 and 2.
What a job he did to keep the car down off of the groove in the racetrack.
Pretty good. All the way around the corner. Didn't touch anything.
That could have been big right there because Matt was right in the middle. He was on the bottom of the racetrack, but generally when you're there powering up, that car will go up the racetrack.
Flat for sure, Matt. You have to talk to me. Okay, I'll come in this time. Don't lose a lap, though. We have 0.
Good.
A little bit of help from the 5 car.
Can you get something to drink, bud?
You can see all these guys back out of the throttle. Everybody did a great job behind him, giving Matt a chance to get that car out of their way.
Matt's the one that did a great job there, boy. I'm gonna tell you, that was that was something else to save that race car.
Yeah, here's our 3 wide that we were talking about, and Casey Mears dives off on into the corner. Matt not knowing that he's there, and then there's contact. So Casey just didn't get slowed down quite enough.
What's he doing to try to save this car, DJ?
Praying.
And driving.
No, he is driving. You can see he's got the wheels turned to the right. He in the gas, just trying to get away from all of those cars that are coming towards him. A great job by Matt Kenseth there.
It's open for a quick yell.
You got to work in your.
Stay out.
Watch how close this is for Carl Edwards as well.
Middle's clear, still outside. Wrecking right here in front of you. Slow it down, slow it down. Stay low, stay low. Watch him come back across. Slow it right down. There you go. Get back up on the racetrack. Yellow is out.
This is our Allstate Good Hands move of the race. If Carl Edwards, our points leader, hangs on to win the championship, he may look back at this moment and say, man, I dodged a big-time bullet there.
Man, you got to give some credit to Matt Kenseth in that deal right there.
Yeah. 7 of the top 8 are chase contenders. The only one who is not up there is the leader, Martin Truex Jr. And Martin now has led 17 laps. He'd only led 26 laps the entire year thus far.
I think Jeff Burton saw that restart that the 88 car got last time. He's going to block that move.
He did a nice job there. Casey Mears, I think, watched Junior do that the last time. He went to the outside of Elliott Sadler and picked up that spot along with Kevin Harvick. See Kevin really sell that car down to the white line. It's been pretty impressive to watch these guys come back today, too. Starting back there, making their way towards the front into the top 10.
Mears able to go around Marcus Ambrose. That's the 8th and 9th position there. 9th is Harvick. Elliott Sadler up on the high side, running the high groove even early after the restart.
Yeah, he's on the high groove now. He should have been there on the restart.
Yeah, Elliott's car just doesn't look quite as good on the fresh tires, but it comes on later on. There's David Reagan, who I said looked like might have a pretty good race day. His teammate Carl Edwards right behind him as they try to go by.
So you want to go when you get here, Jimmie.
Stacking 3 wide. They opt not to make it 4 wide. Dead on the apron.
Here we go. They're getting started a little early for what they expect to do next week. Bump drafting a little bit.
One thing they can't do next week is go below that white line, though.
No, they'll have to get out of that habit.
They won't do it but once. Elliott Sadler now has moved into the 9th spot. Harvick is 10th. Reagan, Edwards, McMurray. That's 11th, 12th, and 13th. Back up front, Jimmie Johnson trying to move in now on the 1 car and reassume the lead.
Impressive. Martin Truex had 2 tires on that car and be able to hold Jimmie Johnson off to this point. Don't know how much longer he's going to be able to do that, but I think that it really shows up and spin. Tony,
Sure, you're getting yourself something to drink.
Here on the front stretch.
Another one of our chasers having issues. That splitter makes a nice little mower up front there.
Now we know how they got that grass mowed all pretty down through there.
Make sure we get the grill clean here when we come back around.
Well, he's talked about that he's been fighting that car, and obviously they don't have it fixed yet for him.
It's kind of amazing that didn't tear the front of the car up, but it doesn't look like he got a lot of damage out of that. They're going to have to get in here, though, and get all that grass out of the grill area.
See what happened here.
Guess who? The 83 of Vickers.
Oh.
Made some pretty good contact with that left rear, Brian Vickers. Brian may have to look at that left rear tire.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they had the altercation. Actually, it was one of Vickers' crew members that was on the hood of the 20 car, and now the 20 goes for a wild ride.
That shot right there shows you just how fast he's going sideways.
Okay, Jimmie, coming to green here. Last time that 07 just jumped like he looked like he was going to jump to your outside. Just watch you don't get
Here's
in
the
deep.
incident we talked about a moment ago. Tony trying to leave, and the gas man for Vickers on the hood. They're trying to get him off. Crew member kicks the door of the 20. Not real happy about Tony coming through the edge of their pits. And the latest nudge.
I don't know. Coming up out
what
of turn
What do you think? You think this is related?
I don't think so.
That's easy for
but
you to
you
say.
never know. Yeah.
Ready?
This car's off. We'll see if
Green
Martin
flag.
Truex with those 2 tires to continue to hold off Jimmie Johnson.
Yeah, we got those 2 guys up front.
Still there. Inside. Barely. Barely there. Inside. 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 Clear, clear. 2 wide behind you. Both lap cars.
Sneak on the outside of that 20 Ford. Not Jeff Gordon's first rodeo, though. He's not going to give him a lane on the outside.
Let's give a call to Clint Boyer, man. He's moved his way all the way in the top 5 after getting down a lap early.
Yeah.
Coming to halfway here.
Come back.
He's done a great job so far.
Clear by
Still
3.
holding off Jeff Gordon, barely holding him off. Man, he about lost
Got
that car.
loose there, yeah. Almost into the 47. Jeff's going to take advantage of that. Move to the high side of him. Take that 4th spot away. Mike.
Well, you can see Clint Boyer racing Jeff Gordon real hard right now, and this car has been stout despite the fact that they got that early penalty. They've been running laps real close to the leader's time throughout the day. Boyer now to the inside of Gordon trying to make the pass now. You know, this does not surprise Gil Martin, I can assure you. He told me this morning that with the Chevy engine package and with all the torque it produces, it's really good at a track like this where the RPM span from, say, 6,000 to 9,000. Maybe, Andy, maybe you can elaborate on what he meant by that.
Well, Mike, what he really means is that these lap times fall way off because the tires wear out so quickly and the lap times fall off. That causes the RPMs to come way down. And that's when a torquey engine, like they're talking about, when it works down in those lower RPMs and pulls these cars out of the corners, can really pay off.
You know, when Clint Boyer had his problem and he came back out after going through his pass-through penalty,
Clear by 8.
He came back out in front of Jimmie Johnson early in the race, and he was able to actually pull away. So we shouldn't be too surprised now that he's gotten himself in this position.
Look at the RPMs here on Clint Boyer's car.
You can see the RPMs getting down just above 7,100. Throttles back up, so that's where they were talking about as we see Jimmie Johnson
Still there.
trying to
Outside.
reassume this lead from Martin Truex.
Clear.
He will take that spot away.
What I like about this 48 car is you'll see it sometimes on the bottom and sometimes up top. I mean, this car's working good everywhere.
Good job, buddy. Settle in now.
Racetrack.
3rd time of day, Jimmie Johnson has led the race. Martin Truex, by the way, has led twice for 27 laps.
Three flat.
Now the driver who spun a moment ago and had the great save in that caution flag, Matt Kenseth. Back behind the 42 in the 9 car, Kenseth being shown in 20th position.
Yeah, it's calmed down a little bit for him. He's got past some cars that were racing really hard. See Michael Waltrip just in front of Montoya here, the 12 car, and haven't said much about him since he got in the wall earlier. Ryan Newman, and then just behind him is Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, Newman's
314.
Labonte is 22nd back there driving the Dodge for the King Richard Petty.
Whoa.
24 and 07, 4th position. And boy, you're trying to hold it on the bottom of the racetrack.
Whoa, look how loose that car is. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Whoa, about the 42 car just before we cut away to go to this shot and say, here, how about Carl Edwards now? He's moved himself up here. That's for 5th spot. So it's taken him a while, and I'm sure a little longer than he wanted to.
25, 50 behind you.
A really good race car just behind Jeff Gordon. Dave, what's happening with the 24?
Well, these comments may make sense based on what you just saw. Jeff said, I don't understand it. This car is way too loose when I run high and way too tight when I run low. So he's just still trying to find the exact handle.
So we see Carl Edwards trying to take that 4th spot away from Jeff Gordon.
It's amazing how you can adjust the handling of the car by changing lanes on the racetrack as a driver.
Yeah, you move around, and what changes a little bit is the banking on this racetrack. And also you see those the grooves in the track.
60 behind you.
The track has been put together, and you have tar in there, and sometimes you have to run through that, and that makes it more difficult. And that might be some of what Jeff is feeling.
Edwards, the big mover since the restart, has gained 7 spots. Vickers up 6. Brian Vickers, despite getting bounced off of a few times on and off pit road, he has got a very good race car. Edwards just marching right on by Jeff Gordon, and will set his sights on Greg Biffle, his teammate, for 3rd. It is Jimmie Johnson who was the pole sitter, who has now reassumed the lead here at Kansas Speedway. Martin Truex is 2nd. There's Truex. Biffle is 3rd. Back at Kansas Speedway, moving in on scheduled pit stops just a few laps away. There's the 48 car, Jimmie Johnson, who is our leader. There has been a little Chevy shoving up here between these two guys, the 3188, who went at it a little bit at Dover a week ago. Jeff Burton, the 31, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. These guys battling for 6th and 7th spot.
These guys are still going at it. See Jeff Burton, he gets a big run down the straightaway and drives underneath Dale Earnhardt Jr., but whoa, Jr. doesn't see him coming.
I guess a little loose there. And then watch as Jr. goes to exit this corner. You see the back end kicking out a little bit there, but that's nothing. Watch this. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Now he's going to check to see. Thinks he's got a flat tire. And plus he's getting some of that rubber off there that he got up on top. I think Junior had been running the high line. Jeff Burton wasn't expecting him to come down.
All clear. Next one in your mirror, the 99. About 10 back.
Great shot from our onboard cameras, though.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick now making the pass on Junior for position. Harvick takes a 7th spot away.
Junior just got extremely loose right now. You see him right there.
Got the wall right there.
Mike?
Yeah, as you can see from the video, you probably don't need for me to tell you this, but yeah, he's real loose in that 2nd groove. But the problem is he's real tight on the bottom, so I guess this is the least of the 2 evils for him.
Not the first driver we've heard complain of that. That's exactly what Jeff Gordon said about his race car. So I don't know exactly what it is about this racetrack that's making these guys do it. Could be more the car and the tire combination that's making that scenario happen. But I'm sure if we heard from some others that they might be complaining of the same thing, because there's 2 of the best drivers out there. That
his fucking spotter is anywhere near you, you're right on his cage.
Basically the same type situation.
10-4. About 2 back, 2 wide. The one on the bottom has new tires here.
And I'm sure these guys don't mind that at all, coming on to get these things adjusted and get some fresh rubber if they can hang on. There is Edwards moving in on the 48 of Jimmie Johnson.
Looking inside, new tires.
Yeah. And you see Scott Riggs right there, who just came back out on the racetrack. That means we have all 43 cars out there.
Still there. Clear.
Nobody's falling out of this race.
Carl Edwards
Inside.
faced a 4-second deficit to
Inside.
run down the leader. Carl has got one quick fourth.
Yeah,
Still there.
Road problems today as far as other cars getting into him. He's been at the back
Clear,
of the pack
clear.
a number of times. And
Come
here
back
he is
inside.
to take the lead away
Inside.
from Jimmie Johnson.
Edwards has not led a single lap today. Remember, he came in as
Spotter is anywhere near you, you're right on his cage.
Edwards came in as the points leader.
Still there,
He's been
still
showing
there.
some 15 points behind Jimmie Johnson, but now
Clear.
he'll retake the lead.
All clear.
Take the lead. Johnson thus far has led the most
Looking
laps,
outside,
3 times for
outside.
67 total laps.
Outside.
Carl decided to go to the high side to try to make this pass.
Clear.
And does make it now as he assumes the lead. See, he's still having some difficulty getting around
Got
as we
some guys
start
pitting
green
here,
flag
still
pit
out
stops.
there.
We see
All
Clint
clear.
Boyer on the pit road. Casey Mears. Dave?
Casey Mears gives up the 12th position. He said the back end was out of the track. We reported that before.
Coming to you guys.
Pressure adjustment for this Hendrick Motorsports team. Again, Casey leaving at the end of the year.
07 up here ahead of you.
Everything they do here, Mike.
Last time down pit road, Clint Boyer just took right sides. It's a 4-tire change in Sunoco race fuel this time around and an air pressure adjustment, Shannon.
Okay, at your mark now.
Turn in, turn in. The guys are on the wall. He says he's rolling the bottom and he's tight in the center of the turns. It's going to be 4 tires for this 48 team. You see that wrench in the back window going there, making a chassis adjustment for Jimmie Johnson. Dave.
Jeff Gordon had been running in the 5th position before this cycle of pit stops. They make a chassis adjustment.
Ready. Go, go, go. Clear, clear, clear. Clear out, clear out, clear out.
Martin is on pit road as well. He'll get an air
Go,
and
go,
wedge
go.
adjustment on the 8 car for Martin. Mike.
After a series of chassis adjustments and air
You all
pressure
clear out when you
adjustments,
get back there.
Carl Edwards says his car has come to life. This is the best it has been all day long. He comes in for his
All
stop,
clear.
and believe me, pit road has been an adventure for the 99 today.
I was giving them hell. They just said they were racing for the lead lap.
And also a chassis adjustment on the left side. Looking for a clean out. That has been the problem most of the time for Carl.
Guys pitting here in front of you.
Continue working here on the left side. They drop him off the jack. He's away and without incident.
Greg Biffle really struggling with this car. One run it's loose, the next run it's tight. Tight right now. They're going to make a wedge adjustment. 4 tires for that 16 machine.
Leaders pit stop. Brian Vickers assumes the lead by everyone else coming on the pit road. Edwards has been on.
Still there.
Now Vickers will head down.
Still
There's
there.
the 11 car, Denny Hamlin.
Clear,
coming
clear.
in. Kenseth coming out, I should say. There's Vickers coming on the pit road. He's had a good car despite some contact on pit road and on the racetrack. Headed to you, Shannon.
No pressure.
For Brian Vickers, you heard me tell you earlier that this was the best it's been all day. He's going to come in and come down pit road. He says he just needs some track position. You saw that tear off come off the front window as these guys go around to the left side. 4 tires for Brian Vickers and Sunoco Fuel.
There's our leader, David Rudman, on the left side of your screen, coming into the pits now.
Still there.
Pablo Montoya
Clear.
coming down. He's had a very good run after having to start back in 42nd position. Rudiman's pit. Jamie.
And David Rudiman had to start in the back of the field because he changed a motor after practice yesterday. They lost it in the first practice. So far, so good.
Still there.
4 tires and
Clear high.
fuel for the 44. David Rudiman, guys, he's down our way 14 flat.
Patrick Carpentier is the leader in the 10 car, one of the Gillette Evernham Dodges. And there's a 28 of Travis Quapple who just came off a pit road with the fresh tires going by. Pit stops, it's been very eventful.
Still there.
Today, so why don't we take you up close and personal?
Clear.
Let's go over the wall with the rear tire changer for Kyle Petty, DJ Cobb.
Looking back inside. Barely there. Clear, clear.
So much time, so quick. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Still there. Outside. Outside. Clear, clear.
About to be 22 laps to go, and there is the race for the win. Jimmie Johnson in the 48, Carl Edwards in the 99. The last 2 runs of the race, Edwards has been able to track Johnson down and pass him. But on the last set of pit stops a little while ago, Johnson's team got him out first.
86. Good job, bud.
Carl hasn't been able to do anything with Jimmie.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I've been watching these lap times. They've been going back and forth from one another, almost identical lap times, but we all know that Carl is really in good shape. And this guy, I guarantee, is on the wheel right now. He's driving his guts out because he has no competition behind him, Brad.
Yeah.
And he's just got a bullseye in that 48 car trying to run him down. And he was like a half a second behind. Then he fell to 8/10, and he went back up to 6/10. And it's kind of all over the board right now, but he's on it. That's
yeah,
for
he
sure.
is. He's coming as hard as he possibly can, trying to run him down. It seems like Jimmie Johnson's car, though, with clean air on it,
399. Good job.
Really, really hard to mark him down. He just seems to be able to pick it up whenever he needs to. But you can see old Carl's dead in his track.
I can tell you right now, this is where the driver has to get very, very physical. He's got to focus so hard, and I can guarantee he's just on it. His brain is focused so hard trying to catch Jimmie right now, Alan. I've been there, done that, and it'll flat. Where are you at?
Give you a brain cramp, huh?
It will.
And the other thing you see is Carl working all over the racetrack, high line, low line, trying to find something that'll get him that speed advantage. Now, a guy who was up in this group a little while earlier, mixing it up for these front spots, he's in the garage now, Jamie.
Sure was. He was
391, good lap.
the race, 27 laps. We know a shifter was broken, but what happened to get there?
You know, I'm not sure. I've never seen this happen before. This is the new style, you know, top loader transmissions, and the whole top of the case broke off. I'm not sure. It's a freak thing. The guys do a great job with this stuff back at the shop, and it's just one of them freak deals. It's just the way our years went. You know, if it can go wrong, it goes wrong. So, just proud of the guys for the car they gave me today. We had a good race car. I had a lot of fun out there most of the day, and up until that last set of tires there, we were looking for
396. Good job.
Felt good to get out front again a little bit, and just disappointed we couldn't finish the deal.
He and his crew chief both thought they had a top 5 car for sure today, guys. Last DNF was Talladega earlier this year. Doc?
He had led 27 laps today, Jamie, having a really good run, Martin Truex Jr. Now, there's the differential between Jimmie Johnson and the chasing Carl Edwards. Let's listen to Carl's radio.
Let him run up there. You're better down there right now. It's coming around, Bob. We'll be fine. We got a long racer.
4x10, we'll be just fine. You're right.
405.
For a couple laps, turn those speed.
Thank you. You're doing great.
I don't know about a long race. Oh, Carl don't think it's 400 laps instead of 400 miles, does he?
He's got 18 laps to get it done. I saw him just now reach up on the dash and turn. Looked like the brake knob, the brake balance, trying to help something here to see if he can try to gain on Jimmie Johnson. He's trying anything.
Speed to his 10.
So Edwards holding on the second spot. Jeff Gordon, who said that he had never been as ill as he was today, climbing in the race car, has done a remarkable job in that 24 car. Although he has not led a lap, he has held on to the top 5 most of the day and now sits in 3rd spot. Dave.
And Jerry, remember, they started the day in 8th in the chase with a lot of ground to make up. And this appeared on their pit box for the first time this weekend. Whatever it takes, no excuses, no explanations, and a picture of the Sprint Cup to be awarded the champion this year. Jeff has lived that out today. He's not said anything about his condition in the race car. He's just driven hard, asked for adjustments, and tried to make that car better all day.
15 laps to go this time by.
Hey, listening in on Greg Biffle's radio, it sounds like this team is not going to win 3 in a row. This has been a struggle all day for this 16 team with this car. They have thrown everything at it. And Greg Biffle just said over the radio, boys, it's over. We are in big trouble. He's just trying to hang on to 4th place right now.
Still not a bad way to start the chase. 2 wins and a possible top 5 finish in the 3rd race, and Biffle will be right there with them as we head to Homestead. Back in 5th spot, Matt Kenseth, who had that spin and restarted back in 27th position at lap 122, and he has driven this car back into the top 5.
Made a nice recovery, but he's just not going to be in a position to have a chance to win this thing. But done a nice job to get back up there.
Yeah, before he could get through the traffic and everything, the lap cars and the cars that he was racing with on that restart, these other guys just got away from him. But a nice run. Kevin Harvick there in the 6th spot. Another good, solid day for this race team. You can see his progression throughout the day.
So Biffle just
434. Good job, Jim. You're doing great.
Yeah, I think his idea of hanging on and a lot of other people's are 2 different things. You see, got a little bit loose down there on the bottom as he tried to make that pass on Jeff Gordon.
What was it? Biffle took the lead at New Hampshire with 12 laps to go and won the race. He took the lead at Dover with 9 laps to go and won the race. He's going to try to take the third spot away from Jeff Gordon here with 13 laps to go here this time by.
There's just no give up in this guy. He might get a little bit down that they aren't going to win their third race in a row. It doesn't look like it. I know we still have 13 laps to go, but right now he's just trying to get that third spot.
Stay behind you. Stevie, start working on those lappers for us, bud.
Good race car driver and a great race
car
driver. Greg Biffle does not have a good race car right now, but he is not giving up. He's still giving it everything he
You want the top everywhere, Jimmy?
As an excuse to not go for these spots.
Yeah, and he's aware enough that of the situation to know that those 5 points right there, they might not seem like a lot to us right now, but when he gets to Homestead, that might be the difference of winning a championship and not winning that championship. See, Gordon's been able to pull back away. He actually forced.
Got some debris coming off
when Michael Walker.
436.
Let's bring out a caution flag.
Yeah, we're still
20 set 10 for it. Give you the top.
And no caution as of yet.
There's a lot of debris somewhere. The whole center of that tread is gone from this car.
Rodney Wise.
That in there it is. Yeah, it's out of the way.
Yeah, it's down off the track.
NASCAR spotters have not told
Still there.
They should leave the green out. So
Clear.
we're staying green here with 11 laps to go. So what happened to Michael, who had that wild slide a little bit ago, and now he has other issues.
3450. Good job.
Left front.
Oh, man, that thing really comes apart.
It's amazing that there's not something on the racetrack, though. He was up there in the middle of the groove.
10 to go this time.
Here is the leader, Jimmie Johnson. Now, we talk about today's Sprint Cup monster moment. Well, it has to go to these guys right here. I mean, what a phenomenal job they have done on pit road.
You got to give it to these guys. They have really done a good job giving Jimmie a chance to win this race. And you want to see the best
447
ever has, get him out front like this, and he'll give you all he's got.
Yeah, you can see Carl Edwards coming right on the outside of him.
For more monster moments, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. Great job, guys. Jimmie Johnson has responded by leading 5 times today for 114 laps.
From a driver's seat, boy, that's the best pass that you can make all day is when you're on pit road and your crew does a great job of getting you out there and giving you that opportunity to where you don't have to battle and use up your car and tires to try to make the pass to get back to the front.
He's still got 9 laps, and he's got
439.
Right behind him. He's still working hard trying to get up there.
Yeah, he's not going to give up, I'll guarantee you. Just any little slip that he may see from Jimmie Johnson, and Carl could be right there. And if he can get to his bumper, loosen him up, then anything can happen. Jimmie's been awful strong on this last run. Looks like Jimmie loses a little bit of time to Carl.
Still there.
Clear. Around traffic. Jimmie's car is not good when he gets around. He beat about a 1/10 and a half right there. But he still has 8/10 of a
78 up ahead is going to give you the top.
He's trying
Working on the
everything. He went down completely on the apron that lap to try to see if he could cut off a little bit of that time.
Yeah, it's cut off time, and it looks like his car might be a little bit on the tight side. Yeah, you can see him trying to get down on the apron in the corners a little bit too. Well, I said tight, and he slides it through the center of the corner.
Hey, if you're listening to me, get that car out of the way, buddy.
I'll tell you what, you talk about us calling drivers a wheel man. He is certainly one.
How you doing it, bud? You can get him.
You saw that big slide, and he outran Jimmie Johnson by 1/10 of a second again. It's down to 7/10 of a second.
With 7 laps to go, which means you'll catch him on the white flag line.
I've talked to the 2 and the 78. Ask the 78, make sure they're not side by side.
This would mean to Carl Edwards, home track for him. A lot of friends and family here at the track. Many more of you watching here on TV. Look at him work this steering wheel.
You can't drive any harder than that.
No. And that car's not driving really good right now. They've got a lot of laps on the tires, and he's just getting more out of it than what that car is really capable. We got traffic in front of Jimmie Johnson, so it could get interesting right here.
59. Let's go get some.
They were pretty much even on that last lap.
Here at Bob Osborne, he's really working that radio, trying to keep Carl informed of what the interval is and try to keep him pumped up. Go for this thing.
Well, Carl really closing now because
they've all agreed to it that's in front of you here.
Travis Quaffle.
Well, what this does is take some of that air that Jimmie Johnson has had on the front of that car.
5 to go, still there. Clear.
It can be those lap cars that's taking that away, making it a little more difficult for you to drive your car and get the speed.
Still another 10th. Carl Edwards knocked off of Jimmie Johnson's lead.
Still there.
The only thing is Carl's going to encounter some of the same
still there, barely.
These cars also.
Clear.
He was wanting to run the bottom. That's where he was making his time. Now he's been forced to the outside.
These guys are going to lay over here for these leaders in these last 5 laps. Give them room to race for this win.
Still there.
Needs to move over for.
Clear. Great job. Good job, brother. 4 to go. 4.
See, Johnson put a little more of a gap back on between the two of them right there. That was about a 1/10 and a half.
4 to go, bud. 4.
Top 7 drivers are in the chase. Johnson, Edwards, Gordon, Biffle, Kenseth, Harvick, and Burton, all 7 are chasers.
This is not what Carl Edwards needed right here. Joe Nemechek should have given these guys a little bit of a break.
Well, he saw him literally
some time.
Yeah, having to drive it between those cars almost. Now he's up against the wall, just giving it everything he can. Watch his hands in there, moving around as he's driving the car off the corner.
3 laps to go.
You mentioned of all the racetracks
3 to go, bud. 3 laps to go.
on the circuit, Carl's home in Columbia, Missouri is about 125 miles away. This is his home racetrack.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
65 behind you.
Our chase drivers. We see this battle still ongoing. Jeff Gordon still has that 3rd spot. Greg Biffle in 4th.
Like Greg kind of laid back a little bit and kind of cool his tires off, make one final run at Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, Kenseth is in 5th, Harvick 6th, Jeff Burton 7th. Those all first 7 are chase guys, and then we have David Reagan, A.J. Allmendinger, and Elliott Sadler rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, Allmendinger could hold on and get his best career finish in a NASCAR Sprint Cup.
It said you can have the top. White flag next time. 2 back. Coming very high, extreme top, buddy. Watch him. Extreme top, buddy.
Wow, made a big gain right there. That's huge. He might have found something when he got forced to that high side there a while ago.
He did find something. He was 0.4 of a second faster than Jimmie Johnson that last lap.
And you can see Jimmie Johnson take that.
Slowing on the bottom. White flag. White flag.
He's got a fight on his hands here this last lap.
Down on the apron. Clear by 2.
Get you some, bud. Let's go get it now.
That was big right there. Jimmie Johnson took that away. Carl Edwards is
going to give you the top.
and have a chance to make the pass.
Still might get him right here.
Here he comes, digging up off the corner. Turn 2, half a lap away from the checkered flag.
And what's Jimmie Johnson do here? He goes to that high side. Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom.
Looking inside. Inside. Clear low.
Here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's in the wall.
No caution. Keep it coming. Good job. Way to block that.
Wow. Carl Edwards trying to hang on. Here
Good flag. Awesome job, bud.
And Johnson will take the win. Wow.
Yeah, boys. Hell yeah.
That's a finish right there, boys.
And you are the man. Great job, Chad. Coos, great pit stop. Great job.
How about Carl Edwards and just driving it all the way from one side?
One for the damn highlight reel there, brother.
You said it, that Jimmie was going to take it away.
Well, he come from those last 2 laps.
And Carl was going to
Stuck it up on that fresh stuff right there by the wall. And just rallied, dude. There's no rubber up there. He just got a boatload of grip. Great job, Jimmie. I'm proud of you. Good work today.
Reagan, Allmendinger,
Come on, boys. Good job. That was cool.
We're the only guys that broke that up.
That was cool.
That was cool, yeah.
Awesome. I love you guys. Good job, Jimmie.
Now just catching his breath, I would imagine.
Way tight that last run, just for your information. Way tight.
It was what a great race. You know, Jimmie's just done a great job. I love racing with Carl Edwards and Bob Osborne. Their guys are great. They're gentlemen racers. They dig. They want it really bad, and it's fun when you can beat guys racing like that. That's one for the highlight reel there. And Jimmie just did a great job. The pit crew just did incredible today. Great pit stops, and we made some adjustments, and it came to life. We were a little off at the beginning, but Greg Ives, my engineers, and those guys, they did a great job.
You've now got the point lead, a 10-point advantage, 7 races to go.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything right now. Right now, all I got to do is win races and finish in the top 5, and the rest of it will fall in place.
This team knows how to experience the chase, Doc. They're not looking at points yet.
Not yet, and Jimmie Johnson picks up his 5th win of the year, his 12th win in the chase in 43 chase races. And when you're good, you're great. But I tell you what, Carl Edwards did not want the local fans to think he wasn't going to give it everything.
I just broke the locker.
To try to win one at home. Watch it again.
He left it all on the racetrack, boys.
Man, he dove off into this corner. If it would just stuck it all. What's this? Look
at that. Oh, my goodness.
He's battling it, trying to get it. I thought he was even going to hit the wall and win the race, but Jimmie Johnson saw what was happening. He was able to get back to the throttle.
What a finish.
He's still coming. Oh, what a race.
Now watch Biffle here. Look at this right here. He's not giving up either.
No, Gordon has him beat right there. You would think that's going to be pretty easy, but he gets to the left rear quarter panel, takes that air, and then is able to run down the hill and make the pass. Pop.
So Hendrick Motorsports wins a race. Roush Fenway wins second and runs second and third. And Jeff Gordon, a gallant effort to finish fourth. Matt Kenseth coming home with the top 5. Back with Victory Lane in a moment. Let's go down to Victory Lane in Shannon Spain.
Jimmie Johnson pulled his 48 car, took a big sigh, huge smile on your face. Jimmie, walk me through that last lap. What was going through your mind as the 99 was coming on strong?
Where'd he come from? Those last 2 laps, he figured out something and got a bunch of grip, and man, he was there. I just didn't know where, thought I had him under control, and then all of a sudden he was there. So great race. I saw the slide job coming and dodged it and got it won.
It's teammates that win championships. How important was that last pit stop to get you off pit road into that clean air?
Yeah, that really was the difference. 99 was probably better on the long runs there at the end of the race, and we did a great job of closing the gap. That pit stop from those guys really made the difference. I can't thank all the employee owners at Lowe's for their support. Chevrolet, this fall has been awesome, and all the hard work at Hendrick Motorsports. We're doing the right things. We're just plugging along and doing our stuff.
All right, well, Jimmie Johnson, according to NASCAR, is your points leader right now.